You'll see it in time to cancel.
Oh, it's gonna be so close. Depends on how fast he is. Nope. Well,
So
second
this is a
sucks.
bit unfortunate for him. You know, it's I mean basically proxying something there is like proxying something in
Yeah.
your own base. So
He almost has the same rush distance from his like main base.
yeah,
I
definitely.
guess that pylon is a little bit closer, but he can just put down another proxy pylon, which I think is what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I think he's actually just gonna go. He's actually putting down a dock. Wait. He's putting down a dock
Yeah,
shrine
he
where?
does have Dark Shrine, so...
In his main. He's just doing it in his main. Why would you just do it in his main? This doesn't make sense because.
Well, because he wants to have be able to proxy pylon somewhere else. If he would have put the Dark Shrine... I don't know, actually no, I was wrong.
I just think
Yeah, he
like
could have put the Dark Shrine over there.
yeah, I think he should have because it's we've got a Stargate on the way and the Stargate might
Oh,
not stop
I don't
Dark Shrine,
think
but
he
just
saw...
it's good.
Wait, let's look at his vision. He didn't see the Stargate. He has no clue now what's happening. But there's a Void Ray coming out. And that's not the best unit versus DT expand, so...
Yeah, I mean
He has to identify this
yeah,
somehow.
he needs to get an Oracle out really, and you know he's not been
Oh,
scouting.
he's queuing up an Oracle. He should be somewhat fine versus this.
Yeah, he hasn't used any energy on hallucinated phoenixes.
Okay,
So
let's see if he force fields out. But even if he force fields, there's all these probes in the natural, and if he force fields, that's kind of dooming the probes.
yeah,
So,
nice force field. He just
yeah,
got it.
now he should
But
just go and
still,
kill them.
I don't really agree with attacking the Nexus.
Yeah, and then he's really indecisive when he tries to go up in the main again.
He just forced another force field here, and that's pretty interesting. I think definitely get the probes first, and then try and get the Nexus. I'm pretty sure he won't get it though. He's only had 3 workers, and you know this isn't really a lot of damage considering Oracle's about to come out.
Yep. Oh, not the best force field. He could have trapped the...
GT's get away though. Ooh,
oh, actually no, time warp. Let's see.
Just maybe.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so 1 DT falls. Not really too much damage done considering Nexus is already up here. You know, looking on either side of the map, these guys are very even workers. You know, again, we're in a very similar situation to that last game. In fact, was it? I guess it was Arthur versus somebody that we saw. Arthur versus Giant on Frost. Like these DTs, they're still kind of useful through the game. Oh, Warp Prism spotted. Did ToXiC realize? I don't think he did because he's not moving that much towards it.
He does have Observer though, which will help a lot with this, but
okay,
his units are so out of position.
Even still though, yeah, I mean these few workers are going to go down, and I mean even 4 workers is a good now pick off for Sjaak because he's got his own you know, double Nexus producing as well here, and one
14 probes.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at
this is crazy.
this tab. There's probe difference. Really. Oh, he kills a sentry. Huge. Oh wow.
This is absolutely huge for Sjaak. He's in such a good position now, going up in so many workers. He's down in army, but he's got an immortal out or on the way, or he should have a robo down. I'm pretty sure I saw him making a robo.
Even gonna kill this pylon.
So,
he kills more workers. 4 more workers. This DT. Oh, I didn't get to see how many kills that DT had.
ToXiC is kind of falling apart a little bit. Oh no, Sjaak! You know he's got 20 worker advantage, but he's got so many of his workers actually blocked in.
What? Wait.
Look at his main base. He's blocked in like 7 of his workers.
Why is he holding himself in?
And now he's just realized now. He's just realized now that if he remakes that pylon, the pylon that he was trying to make, that he would block them even more. And now he's got to make another pylon to repower these gateways. Oh, well, I mean that's a shame, but at least he sorted it out now. But
he's so ahead that it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't understand why he isn't getting the gases though. I think he should have done that a lot earlier.
Yeah, the lack of gas in his natural is definitely intriguing because I mean, without the gas in your natural, you can't really technically do much.
He doesn't have golden overcharge, and these 2 stalkers are gonna die.
This is the thing. Sjaak didn't have as good an army as his opponent here, and wow, this is suddenly a big turnaround. This is what, you know, ToXiC had going for him, but I didn't really expect him to actually move out with it. But he
Not
deemed
at
it
all.
necessary after taking so much damage. That being said, isn't there an observer here to deal with these DTs? Because these DTs are just killing everything. And I mean, there is an observer, just they can't get enough damage off the DTs. Wow. Okay, and that just falls apart instantly here. There's still a void ray, but it shouldn't really matter too much. There's these two
So
oracles
in
as well.
units lost, Sjaak lost more, but Sjaak did more damage earlier. But now they're kind of down to the
It's
same.
very kind of even, but
Yeah,
it is very even. But ToXiC actually has a huge army still because he's warping it home, and Sjaak only really has DTs. So if you can just hold off these DTs, he's in a good position here.
yeah,
We
I do agree.
don't see an observer. There's observers on the way. He's trying to block the ramp, stop these DTs getting up. But I mean, he doesn't really want to lose his units in this kind of situation either. His oracles are on the way back home, so constant counter aggression is really working here for both of these players. 4 overcharges used here, and that observer just finally come out. Where's the observer? It's gone down to the natural, maybe? I'm not sure where it is. There it is. It's just come out. Here's me
both of
just
these
talking to
DTs,
myself, like,
both of these
where's the...
DTs surviving.
Oh my god, this is crazy. These GTs just hiding in the corner.
uh,
Wow, ToXiC should find this one. Yeah, I think he's going
Also,
close enough
Quack
now.
is ahead on
Fine.
upgrades, I think. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He has +1, which is nice.
Yeah, he's that +1's actually huge for the rest of the game. That's one kind of advantage he had from getting ahead earlier. He's invested into his upgrades already,
Yeah, I think he
and
should start getting more upgrades. I mean, he hasn't researched anything more. It's very strange.
hmm,
Maybe he
he's
just forgot.
I'm just trying to think. We see these oracles coming in for ToXiC here, and he's actually going to get quite a few worker kills. 2 oracles to take down workers very quickly.
So much
Uh,
aggression this game.
Yeah, and
So
the
back
worker
and forth.
counts are even. Like the worker counts are completely even. ToXic's still making void rays. Sjaak is still just is now going into blink. He does have that +1 advantage as well, which is the kind of big decider in this game right now. But ToXic's going to go into Colossi here, and I don't think this game is anywhere near over. I think ToXic's going to get into Colossi very easily, and we're going to have a really interesting kind of match because he's going to be very far behind in terms of upgrades. But in the long run, he's actually going to get a better army because Colossi are better than Immortals and Archons, especially if you can use the Time Warps and you get enough of them. So
I agree.
it's really weird.
I have to say this game is the most entertaining game we have
Yeah.
tested so far.
It's definitely one of the most entertaining games we've seen so far tonight. We've seen just so much aggression back and forth throughout, and that's the kind of thing which really does make for such a brilliant game. And yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on this. Seeing what you gotta keep a sharp eye to see any kind of harassment going on. I mean, we have a DT which is just running away from the natural of ToXiC right now. Sjaak opening some zealots. He's got Archon over here as well. He might go for just a big attack and try and end this game. He does have that +1 advantage again, and that is huge. And the Colossi tech switch is just about to happen for his opponent. So this could be the perfect timing out of Sjaak to just end this game right now before his opponent's ready. 1 Colossi is on the way, not out.
It's an overcharge.
Well,
I think the Colossus will be able to get out, and I think once that Colossus is out, if he walls off with his gateways, we'll shut this down completely.
Exactly. This is very Ring to Liberty-esque, where this kind of attack was very common if you were behind, where you had to go just charge out them all. But these zealots, they don't have charge, and with this wall off, there's actually no way to fight. And it doesn't really bother ToXiC because he doesn't have a couple of stalkers getting misride for the blink. He doesn't have zealots of his own. These stalkers do just blink to the low ground. Force field's a little bit useless, but ToXiC holding his nerve here, playing very, he's really coming back in this game. He was definitely looking down and out. He was like 23 workers down at one point here, and now he's got a first Colossi out. His +1 finishes, +2 will finish for Sjaak, and this is going to be his time to maybe try and come in. I'd like to see him maybe just try and work down these gateways at the front or something, so he can maybe go for an attack. He will just go for a third base here, which he kind of has to do, but now he's got to kind of go into Colossi himself because he can't just stay on Immortal Archon against Colossi. Like, in the long run, he's just going to die off if he does that because Colossi just adds so much extra splash, and there's a point at which Immortal Archon just becomes worse and worse, and he's not really on Immortal Archon even right now. He's just on Archon Zealots, so they're only just now starting to really add them Immortals in. As another Oracle from ToXiC, he's remade this, and you know what? This is going to catch Sjaak completely off guard.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Well,
that being
actually,
said,
there's
Sjaak
stalkers
just
here.
spotted it. Yeah, he's just
Um,
spotted it with one.
Also, what you said
So,
earlier about the Colossus. Colossus are really the king of the ground wars. Like,
yeah.
if there's a ground-based composition versus a ground-based composition, it's usually going to end up with someone getting Colossus. It's just so good unit in ground versus ground.
Yeah, it is such a good unit. This Oracle did get completely deflected. Really nice map awareness by Sjaak. Seeing it with his warp prism. You know, I really don't know who this game favors. I think it definitely is ToXiC in the long run. If Sjaak can end it before then great. He's going to deny this third base, and that's really important. ToXiC, well, he's got 2 Colossi, and with 2 Colossi, I think he can move down here. He's actually decided not to work on his +2, but to get his +1 armor instead.
Chunk
A
of
nice
his army getting caught off guard and, or getting a little bit sliced up there. Force field cut it off, and he's gonna have +3 soon. ToXiC got +1 armor, which I don't really agree with, especially in PvP where all the units are so heavy hitting. It just doesn't really make sense. Oh, he didn't have, or does he have Twilight? Oh, he did have Twilight. Yeah, it's weird. But at the
Yeah,
same time,
that's...
Quack has a third base and he has such a big economy lead, and with this army, he can kind of bully ToXiC for a while. And when +3 finishes, that's gonna be a pretty scary timing. At the same time, there's these 4 Colossus. We'll see how this pans out.
Yeah, the thing is, I definitely think the Colossi are better, but of course, ToXiC doesn't have a third base just yet, and you know now he can finally take it. But Sjaak, he's really starting to profit from this because where his main base is mined out, and ToXic's main base is basically mined out, Sjaak's already mining off of that third base, so that's a really crucial factor in this game at this point, and we have to wait to see, you know, what's ToXic going to do. I mean, he does drop that third base now. He does have a huge timing. He
Yeah,
can move
Quack
across
is
the
also
map and
getting
attack.
Stargate. I think he might want to go up to Tempest,
Well, yeah,
which
Sjaak
is
should.
counter to Colossus.
Yeah, it's the one way that Sjaak can maybe kill off this
Yeah.
army to go Tempest.
And the thing's
He
that
is
he
moving across
can
the
do
map
this.
again.
He can do this because he is
The third
he's not
base.
he's not under any pressure. Like he knows that ToXiC is
Oh,
probably
he's
gonna
gonna
target
fight.
him.
He gets caught in a time warp. This is not the best start for Sjaak. His +3 did just finish. He does have better upgrades here still. You know, the armor isn't as good as attack here. So
No.
while ToXic's 1-1, you know, +3 is phenomenally better than that. So ToXiC really still needs to be careful while trying to get this third base up. He really can't take too bad of a fight here because it would be game over very quickly.
There's 2 more Colossus coming out, but at the same time there's Tempest, and just
Yeah,
if he gets
Sjaak
up a good
needs time.
Tempest count, like not that many, like just I think there's how many Tempest one shot a Colossus? I think it's like
I think
4.
it's like 4, 5.
Yeah,
If you can
4.
get there, though, I mean, the thing is, ToXiC still has a huge time, and especially once this +2 finishes, he should feel a lot more confident, at least, moving out on the map. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind here, because if he suddenly gets this surge of confidence, he does have the better army.
Yeah, I think if he moved out right now, he could have a timing, but once those
Yeah,
Tempests get out, it's gonna get really tricky for him, because if he keeps making Colossus, it's just gonna go worse and worse. This
exactly.
army
But
composition is just gonna fall behind so quickly in ability.
the thing is, though, I mean, it takes a long time to build up them Tempest numbers, and we see 2 popping out right now. We see the 3rd and 4th now on the way, so you know it's kind of getting to that point, but it's not there just yet. DT gets in and gets a probe kill just before the cannons, but well, this
Getting
game, I
kinda
mean,
scared for ToXiC, he
weird.
has to push like right now.
Yeah, I think now
How
now
many
is his
Tempests
timing.
are there on the field? There's already 3 Tempests. Uh, Even that is just scary in itself, and yeah, he needs to push right now.
Yeah, I think
He really does.
I'm getting that feeling as well. I don't think you can really just hang on too much longer without doing anything. Like, I mean, the thing is, if he can win the ground war, he can overpower the Tempests, right? But if the
Yeah.
Tempests come up in too great a number, then the Colossi die too fast and he can't win the ground war. So it's really hard to say. Revelation on this army is so tough for him to deal with because now he knows his opponent knows when he's going to attack. 5 Tempest moving forward. I mean, ToXic's just scared. I mean, he doesn't have +3, and at this point, I guess that doesn't really make much sense
Yeah.
to go for this without the +3. He may as well wait. But
If he's able to kill the Tempest somehow though, maybe, but he doesn't really have that much
mm,
stuff that can
I
reach
just
out to the
wonder if
Tempest.
the Colossi can eat through the ground army before the Tempests kill them all off. Because then He should be okay. The Tempests are now going to be revealed. They come in and they snipe a Colossi just like that. And the mothership falls to the next target. Wow. There's just no anti-air here right now for ToXiC. This is really bad from the Tempest numbers keep going up, and I actually don't think there's anything you can do. 2 DTs though, and well,
They're gonna get killed.
Does he not have an observer?
He does have an observer. He's just not killing them. Or no, actually no, he doesn't. That was ToXic's observer. Yeah, he needs an observer. Yes. Yeah, he has one on the way. It's done. He also has a 4th base on the way, a little bit quicker than ToXiC, so he's just getting more and more and more ahead. And once he has a really good Tempest number, he can just start adding on Void Rays and they will be almost unkillable.
Yeah. We see more and more units just coming out here and just attacking forward. These Tempests just so scary, and ToXiC starts to take a 4th base, but he's going to get denied by his Art Walk in, which is really nice. And Sjaak continuing to do damage with this. Kills off a bunch of arts, and finally that gets cleaned up. But cancelling the 4th base is huge. His own 4th base is up and mining with a single probe, but still, and that probe now dies. But it's still up there, so he's going to start mining here very soon. So Sjaak is Sjaak's kind of still in this better position, and he's got to the point where he's got past having the worst army composition, and now he's on the better army composition, and the game favors him.
Yep. And I think that comes down to a little bit ToXiC not scouting well enough. Like he had some sentries, and you don't really need the force fields. So he could have just made a bunch of hallucinated Phoenix and scouted them. If he would see those Tempest being built, he would have pushed for sure. So that's something he would have done.
But I mean, of course, his opponent did a very good job of just hiding that. And without the sentries, there's no way it was really going to be spotted. So that's something to also take into account here for a little bit while. Again, just kind of sat here waiting for something big to happen. But right now, both these players don't really want to move out, and we see ToXiC, he wants to get up his own Tempest now, and I don't blame him. Like, he kind of needs them to actually be able to fight his opponent here. But a very long macro game, and who would have thought after the opening we had between these guys that it would end up like this, going on for this long, and just, in general, just taking this, because we saw so many workers killed at the start of this game from either side. It was so back and forth, and now this.
There's no storm for the opponent, so I would go for Void Rays to counter the Tempest. But there's still Archons, and Archons are pretty good versus Void Rays. But it's like if your opponent has a superior Tempest number, the back and forth, like the little harassment that is doing right now, becomes very hard to deal with the superior Tempest number. But Sjaak actually loses a Tempest.
Yeah, losing Tempest though. He needs to be careful about how much he moves forward. ToXiC just keeping the rest of his army back. ToXic's been very brave considering he has less Tempest here. He does get a couple of shots off first, but
this is not good. He's overextended a lot bit.
Yeah,
Two Tempests go down for nothing.
Huge mistake. When you're trying to catch up on Tempests, you can't afford to just suddenly lose 3 or 4 Tempests, man, because then this happens and then you're all sad. And so, I mean, more Colossi coming out now actually for Sjaak. So Sjaak's really just starting to buffer up his own unit composition. He's really just starting to take the lead in every aspect. A lot of Zealots heading towards this 4th base now. These all do get killed off. That's a lot of them. That's a huge mineral sink for Sjaak. They will suddenly divert here. But now they'll turn around again. Again, if they get cleaned up for nothing, that's not very good. But now again, the Tempest for ToXiC under attack, and number 1 goes down. This just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, this is why I questioned him going Tempest, because this is exactly what I said was gonna happen.
The thing is, if he kept it on top of his army, it would have been okay, because his army's still a little bit better.
But still.
Yeah, it's tough to say what would have actually happened, and
yeah, that is true.
So I mean, as it stands, at this point in time, it just doesn't look good at all for ToXiC. I mean, he's.
If I was Fuck, I would try to take a 5th base now as well.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no reason not
I
to.
just keep making bases. Why not? loses absolutely nothing by doing that.
If you
And
look at the probe count, they don't have a lot of probes because this is late game. And in PvP,
they
when
never
it
had a
gets to
lot
the
of probes
stage, there,
actually.
you don't want that many probes because you want the army.
They never had that many probes to begin with because they lost so many at the start, and by the time they got third bases up, they were already on. They were already on. We're gonna have a fight. These Tempests are actually a little bit out of position here, taking a lot of damage. One more and very low HP. It does get sniped off, and this is the Tempest count actually kind of evening up a little bit. But ToXiC's being pushed backwards here. He's gonna try and move forward. Another Tempest comes to his rescue, and I think, you know what, ToXiC actually will win this fight. He's gonna keep pushing forward, though he doesn't have the Colossi
ToXiC
numbers.
has the better position. These Immortals are very clumped up, and this Colossus fire is doing so much. And now these Tempests are barren.
But Sjaak has a supply lead, like he actually keeps more of his Colossi alive, so if he just keeps kiting backwards here, he's okay, and he actually wins the air war as well just with his reinforcements. And you know, ToXiC there looked really great for a moment, but in the end, Sjaak does prevail once more.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I think the game is kind of stabilized now. Because now there's no one who really has a big lead. None has a fifth base.
Yeah,
Sjaak
I
may
guess.
have like...
Sjaak still has a Tempest lead though.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's like a small Tempest lead.
it's like 3 Tempests. Like,
Yeah, it's like 3 Tempests. It's a small lead, but
it's kind of
otherwise
hard
than
to
that,
say.
I'd say it's pretty even.
I think it's going to come down to whoever remakes the better armor, like who makes the
Yeah.
better decision on what composition they need.
I think
Like,
they're gonna
that's
keep
what they
making the
need.
same composition though.
Yeah. The thing is though, like, how many more mortals do you add back in? How many, you know, what do we really see here? Like, it's this is the tough decisions they have to make. Like, do they add in a lot more Tempests? I think that's yes, but I think the real interesting thing is, do they add in many more mortals? Do they just make thoroughly Colossi from this point on?
They
Like,
seem to both be making Colossus. They're making the same kind of army. I'm kind of confused why they're both hesitant to take the 5th base, because they are only mining on 2 bases, which is not good at all for them.
I just don't think they need it yet. I mean, they've only got workers for 2 bases. And I mean,
yeah,
you
but
know,
they want the gas. They want the gas thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, ToXiC doesn't really have the minerals to spend. I mean, Sjaak, if he spent his minerals as well, he actually wouldn't have too many excess minerals either. Because I mean, they're not really mining that many minerals, that much mineral either. And well, I don't know. Do they still have gas in their mains? No. Do they have gas in their naturals? No.
Oh, 5th base being
So,
taken last.
finally.
Yeah,
So
but his
finally we're
DT
seeing
knows
fifth
though,
base
so
down.
I think because he knows he will also take a 5th base.
Yeah.
At the same time, actually, Huck having kind of an offensive position here, and why not if I had a supply?
Again, ToXiC moving too far forward with these Tempests, and again he keeps losing these Tempests just for no real reason other than trying to, you know, snipe off a few units, but he'd be better off just not doing that at all. And again, his Tempests are in a little bit of a tough spot. His opponent's Tempests are moving forward, and he has to be careful. Does manage to get out of there pretty much scotch-free.
Oh, if he attacks right now, ToXiC would be in the worst position.
Yeah, this base is going down. Like, there's 20 probes here, over 20 probes. It's like 30 probes over here.
Oh, he's gonna force the
Over
fight.
half
Here it
the
comes.
Well, Zealots are going to come charge it in, and you know, the Zealots just melt because there's so many Colossi. The Tempest come forward too, the Colossi just melt, and you know what, Sjaak, he's going to take game number 1 here. It's been a long one, but it is going to go in his favor at the end of the day. The Tempest is going to take each other out, and yeah, GG is called ToXiC. Drops game number 1. What a fantastic game, so aggressive from start to finish.
Yeah.